What if the human body could be pushed to its limits, adapted and enhanced to achieve unprecedented abilities, challenging our biology for survival or ambition? Imagine a near future where humanity, driven by a global crisis of resources and climate change, turns to biotechnology to surpass its own boundaries. Advances in genetics, cybernetics, and neuroscience have made the unthinkable possible. Bodies that endure extreme conditions, senses that perceive the world in new dimensions. But in this realm of extraordinary capabilities, a fundamental question arises. What does it mean to be human when our bodies can accomplish the impossible? The Omega Project, redefining humanity. It all began with a top-secret initiative known as the Omega Project, launched by a coalition of governments and tech corporations to confront the challenges of a planet on the brink of collapse. As natural resources dwindle, drastic solutions are needed to adapt to extreme environments. The Omega Project's purpose is bold and straightforward: to design an elite group of enhanced humans capable of surviving extreme conditions and carrying out missions in places previously unreachable by our species. The project participants, known as the Omega, are the first to undergo these radical enhancements. They receive titanium-reinforced bones, muscles powered by nanobots, and lungs capable of filtering oxygen from nearly any atmosphere. Through genetic modifications, their tolerance to pain and cold has been multiplied, and their reflexes are 4 times faster than those of an average person. Equipped for survival, the Omega are sent to impossible environments: the Arctic, the Sahara Desert, or underwater stations deep in the ocean. Enduring extreme temperatures. One of the first challenges for the Omega was the need to withstand both blistering heat and freezing cold without the protection of specialized clothing or equipment. To achieve this, Omega Project scientists carried out a series of genetic alterations based on extremophile organisms in nature. Inspired by animals like the polar bear and certain thermophilic bacteria, they developed a mutation that allows the body to dynamically regulate its temperature. This modification includes a combination of specialized fat and heat-stable proteins. This polar fat, embedded in skin layers, helps retain heat in cold temperatures, while a system of adjustable microcapillaries in the skin releases heat when necessary, efficiently regulating temperature. Thanks to these thermoregulation systems, the Omega can withstand temperatures ranging from -60 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius without internal damage, holding breath for extreme periods. To survive in low-oxygen environments, such as ocean depths or high altitudes, the Omega Project designed mutations inspired by marine mammals. One of the most impressive changes is the capacity to store oxygen in blood and muscles, similar to that of whales and dolphins. Through various modifications, the Omega developed high levels of myoglobin in their muscles, a protein that allows them to store oxygen for extended periods. Additionally, their lungs were altered to increase capacity and efficiency, allowing each breath to absorb twice as much oxygen as a normal human. These improvements enable the Omega to hold their breath for up to 45 minutes in environments where air is scarce or even absent, withstanding longer without water. Resistance to dehydration was another radical advancement. To reduce the need for water, the Omega Project introduced genes from certain reptiles and desert organisms into the human body. Inspired by the camel, Omega can retain water in their tissues for extended periods. Scientists altered the renal system to conserve more fluids, causing Omega to lose less water through sweat and urine. In addition, a mutation based on the drought shell that some microorganisms use to protect against dehydration forms a special membrane that covers the Omega's organs and tissues, minimizing water evaporation. With these adaptations, Omega can survive up to 2 weeks with minimal water intake, crucial for missions in deserts and arid environments. Enduring longer without food. To reduce the need for food, the Omega Project drew inspiration from bears in hibernation and certain reptile species that can go months without eating. Omega were modified to activate a controlled hibernation mode, in which their metabolism slows dramatically, allowing their bodies to function on minimal calories. The Omega's liver and muscles were designed to store large reserves of glycogen and lipids that the body can draw on during long periods without food. Furthermore, a system of synthetic microbes in their intestines helps break down waste and extract nutrients extremely efficiently. These modifications allow an Omega to survive up to 2 months without food, minimizing physical depletion, rationally increasing longevity. One of the most ambitious goals of the Omega Project was to realistically extend human life. Through genetic editing and advanced cellular regeneration, scientists managed to slow down the aging process in the Omega. Inspired by regenerative abilities found in species like the immortal jellyfish and some reptiles, they introduced a mutation in the omega cells that slows DNA deterioration and enhances cellular repair. The telomeric shield, a treatment inspired by telomeres, protective structures in DNA, safeguards omega cells from natural wear and tear. Furthermore, a stem cell-based therapy enables the replacement and rejuvenation of damaged tissues. With these modifications, the average life expectancy of an omega could extend up to 150 years, with more stable physical and mental health throughout aging. Surviving after death. How long? Today, we know that human cells can survive for minutes or even hours after the heart stops, especially under extreme cooling conditions. The brain, however, starts to die within 4 to 6 minutes without oxygen. The Omega Project made advances in this area. Inspired by studies on cellular reanimation and cryogenic conservation research, scientists managed to implement controlled death zones. These modifications allow that, in the event of a life-threatening failure, omega cells enter a temporary hibernation state, reducing oxygen and energy requirements. This suspended state allows brain cells to survive up to 30 minutes after death. Internal nanobots, which can remain active even after vital signs cease, maintain minimal functions and send emergency signals to medical teams, who can reactivate the omega through advanced resuscitation techniques. This post-mortem return makes death less definitive and grants the omega an almost supernatural ability to challenge life's limits. The Omega Project has unleashed a realm of possibilities that redefines the essence of humanity. The omega not only defy natural laws, they inhabit a reality where death, hunger, thirst, and fatigue have become controllable enemies, and where their bodies adapt to the world like no other species in history. But these gifts come at a cost. The omega, with modified bodies and complex mutations, face a life that distances them from the humans they once were. And the question remains, how far can humanity go in its attempt to transcend its own limits? Is this the beginning of a new evolution, or the end of what we once understood as human?